Hey yo, what's up, world? Welcome to another week's episode on the Kingdom of Kings and Queen podcast. I am the poet who didn't know it.
I am Young King.
I'm Miss Me.
And I'm Queen Sheba.
So this week we're going to continue our discussion on when do you take off your mask in a relationship. Last week we went to the Pink Masquerade Ball and we had the honor to interview a few people. We will insert some pictures. As you can see, we're just going to recap the event and what was said and things that we learned.
It was a good weekend, man. You know, I got my first taste of performing. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it was good. I enjoyed it. We're appreciative, you know, to Chef Fandom for inviting us down, and you know, for just giving us that opportunity.
I think it was a pretty dope experience. Something to look into if we can put something together, start doing some events like that, like some grown and sexy type events. You know what I mean?
Coming
it
at you.
Necessarily got to be a masquerade
Coming at
ball,
you, stand by.
It could,
stand by. It's already in the work.
Yeah.
Catch
But
up.
it was a real good experience, and I really didn't hear a lot of responses because I was out, you know, trying to recruit people to come and give their opinion on the topic. But it looked like those that did participate were, you know, had a lot to say and were willing to talk.
Yeah,
so
willing to converse.
it was real nice and welcoming.
Yeah,
I would say.
I did notice was a lot of different masks. Some simple, some elaborate. Some people didn't have on a mask.
Yeah.
Some you couldn't see none of their face because their mask took up. You just see their eyes. So it kind of made me wonder what were they hiding. So, which was kind of different on the interview. Some of the ladies had on a elaborate mask, like to reveal their true selves at the beginning of a relationship, and one lady who had on some simple glasses still have on her mask. So
Yeah, I thought that was interesting too because she said she never takes it off.
right,
She was like, if you start out with the mask on, continue with the mask on.
hmm if you start off in the relationship with it off, keep it off. Don't
Right.
switch up. We had a young lady to tell us that she's been married for several years now, and the only way they've lasted this long is because she keep her mask on because her husband can't handle her who she really is. So that's how they've lasted. And she said if he matures and grow up and able to handle who she is, we didn't get a chance to get into it, but she said then she'll take off her mask. But other than that, she's going to keep it on.
You have to do what you have to do to take care of your house. You know what I mean?
True.
You know what it takes to keep your house afloat. You know, we all have some friends or relatives that we like, no man, I hardly ever hear from you anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then, you know, like the old folks say, that old gal got him hemmed up. He ain't studying nobody but her. You know what I mean? So you have that, but in most cases, that's not the case. You know what I'm saying? He's just content and happy where he's at.
Mm-hmm. Working.
You know what I mean? Well, there you go.
Doing the thing. But that aspect though, if you start with the mask on, keep it on, that could be detrimental to the relationship even
Most definitely.
blossoming or even
Mature.
trying to take a turn from a bad situation in a relationship. And that's what's happening in a lot of relationships where people would not take off their mask and they just going, shit, I'm going down with the ship. Fuck it.
Right.
And it's at the same time, you end up probably missing out on somebody that would have been a blessing. Or even if it wasn't the one, it would have just been
a blessing in a different manner.
I think people come into your life, they elevate you, they give you different things, or you find the one and y'all just, go to the top together. Whatever y'all top may be, because that's another thing we can get into later on.
I wonder if those that say they
success.
keep on their mask, I wanted to ask, were they happy in the relationship? Because if you can't be yourself, how can you be happy if you can't be at home where you're supposed to be able to be
We
yourself?
content with just
Well,
the
the one
40
lady that you
years
were
of
speaking
marriage.
of, she did say she took it off, but he couldn't handle it, so
Right.
he put it back on. But she said she was happy.
Hmm.
You know, they've been married.
But how you happy if
23
you're not
years.
able to be who you are? That's you contradicting what you're saying. But just because it sounds sweet with roses, go ahead, girl.
Well,
You contradicting what you're saying, but in the same token, you're also saying that I'm doing, like I said earlier, I'm doing what I gotta do to keep my home happy. Because I know, for me personally, my home is my everything. So if anything start getting rocky around there, I got to do what I got to do. Let's sit down and let's have this conversation and find out what we got to fix to get these energies back aligned.
And we also had a young man that said that he just bore all because
In the
he didn't
beginning.
in the beginning,
Hmm.
right off the rip, because I guess he was trying to, push the young lady back.
Yeah, that was funny. But I hate that we didn't get that audio. I'm sorry, guys, but he said that he didn't want to be in a relationship, so he would tell everything in the beginning in hopes to run her away.
Right.
And then if he found a lady that he really wanted, he kind of kept some of it back so he could attract her. So that was really interesting.
So that goes into what you said the other week of you don't play your whole hand off the muscle.
Right.
But he did it on purpose
But-
to get rid of the person.
Right.
But the
Right.
thing
When you
is,
don't. But what I'm saying is
when
when you
he
don't
wanted
like.
to be with that,
When he
that-
wanted to
that
be with that
one.
one, he held that information back.
Right.
So because I want you to like
so
me.
I don't want to run you off.
Right. I
But
want
to
you
me,
to like me. I'm gonna give you that representative.
to me, I don't consider it. The thing is, if you gonna act like you don't have those flaws or whatever it is that you trying to hide,
Mhm.
you try to act like that didn't happen. What I'm saying is, you don't tell that on the first day that comes out as we continue. Like we may not even make it. Now you know my business. You might just be on some messy stuff and just run out there and just
Right.
start
Right.
saying
Blah, blah,
whatever.
blah.
you know
Everybody
what
know
I mean?
now. Everybody know your
Right.
business.
Not that I ain't got thick enough skin to go on about my business, but that's why I think like that.
That's true, though.
What's
That's
going
true.
on
Yeah,
there?
I told you.
Queen
That's an
Sheba.
interesting thought because
Oh, you ain't think- you
I
think
never
about
would
it?
have thought of that. You know?
But then that's why you be wondering, I wonder who said that. So you just told?
Ain't even take the phone down. Hit the end button and dial that starts rock speed
remember
dial.
how we live?
Yeah.
You got that phone in here. You got the other one in.
Uh-huh.
You got the other one in here with a whole nother little set. I don't know how you do it, but
Yeah.
you can talk on there with too.
Yeah.
See, on there was getting the information at the same time. Other
Other side of your mouth
two
just got
like two
talk.
fingers back by the other lip. They
Yeah,
telling
right over
somebody
there.
else.
What kind of stuff y'all doing in the country?
Before you put the phone down, the whole
Whole
time
time,
no.
The whole time, no.
But that's why I say you only divulge so much after you see
Where it's
is
gonna
there
go.
a possibility of it going somewhere. So
Yeah.
and mine ain't coming from no, oh, we gonna be devious and try to,
Hurt somebody feelings,
right,
sneaky
being a
business.
snake, being
Yeah,
slime. That
nah.
ain't that's not me. It's
No,
just that I'm
ain't got-
guarded, and I've seen certain situations
Uh-huh.
in my life the where things just broke a person or whatever,
Right.
just weren't able to come back
Uh-huh.
from it. In a sense, like
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
Yeah, I feel
I
what you're
just
saying.
I gotta guard me because ain't nobody gonna take care of me like I'm gonna take care of me. So
Tempo.
that's all that is.
I read an article where it was saying that men are more likely to come out front and talk about things in their past, whereas women, we keep on our mask for a whole year until we know where we're going to go with you, and then we start letting little pieces out so that we see what's going to happen.
Yeah,
So-
I see this movie where this chick would always wake up before her husband, go in the bathroom and powder herself up, you know what I mean, then get back in the bed and just act like she woke up like that. You know what I'm saying?
Did he
You know
come
what I'm
for
saying?
that?
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
funny.
Why you got to tell? Why just be you?
I I don't think a lot of us know who we are. It's all programmed. Like when you put it on the idiot box, it is in the majority of.
But now the idiot box tells you a lot if you really pay attention to the idiot box. You dig what I'm saying?
Tells you everything that's gonna happen.
If you really pay attention to the idiot box, it gives you insight as to what will come.
Clues.
You know what I'm
I can
saying?
see that on some stuff, but there's some stuff that I think, like he's saying, like Real Housewives or whatever.
Oh yeah.
You know, it'll have a woman thinking she's supposed to have the diamonds, the nice house, the little dog that you step on, put in the dryer.
Yeah.
You know, you're supposed to have those things in order to be happy, but that's not happiness.
No.
Not real things. Shouldn't bring you happiness.
No, and
So-
I mean, to add to your point, the idiot box it has different frequencies. You know what I mean? And we function on different frequencies. You know what I'm saying? You at different stages in your life, you grow and those frequencies change, and you vibrate on a different level, and you surround your surroundings change in most cases. If it don't, you might need to think about it. Like different songs give you a different vibe, right?
Right.
So those songs are programmed and released when they do the behind the scenes stuff to it. You know what I'm saying? When we call it the mix and master. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It get programmed with a certain frequency, and depending upon the level of it, these are my thoughts. These are my thoughts, world. This cannot be found nowhere. So welcome to my world. You get programmed with certain frequencies, and you have to. Your energy changes depending upon that frequency that's coming through that music that you're listening to.
Yeah, but I'm not
you know what I'm saying? That's why
music.
Lil Jon and the boys get you crunked in them up. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I'm talking about like the news telling you, like some black guys, we go out and riot because of police brutality and unfair treatment in America, and some white kids do it, and they are just expressing themselves, but we
we are
hoodlums
hoodlums and we are that. But that is the image and dialogue that society has spewed. You know what I'm saying?
So I said that to say, one would say the news would be an educational tool, but
the news is
but
what they want you to
biased.
know.
Right, that's what I'm going with it. So it's biased. So I'm just saying, when I say idiot box, I just mean like all the programming. If it ain't, cause like even the children program now, they got, you know what I mean, they gotta have a transgender on there. They gotta have, you know what I mean, they gotta have a rank. You know what I mean. So that's what I'm referring to when I say that, because if they put it on there, they'll listen to it. Outside of that, they won't use their own brain to dissect, like you said, what they seeing. They telling you what's going on. Like, you know, anything needs to be tested as far as the COVID vaccine. It has to be tested for years. Trials being run and tested on different little things, even before they go to human trials.
Okay.
But within months of somebody saying, oh, it ain't been what it is, FDA or whatever approved,
FDA
the next couple of days it's approved.
FDA approved.
You know what I mean? It don't make no sense, because everybody's saying that's why I ain't taking it. Or, you know, everything else had to go through this long, all this testing, and then right here just like that. Now they paying you to do it, and this, that, and the third, and we'll follow that instead of using your own mind and say that don't even make sense.
At all.
AIDS came out, they were not giving out no cocktails.
No, they weren't.
They ain't giving out no AIDS medicine now. They cancel all that type of stuff. I'm just saying, like, the mask of wanting to be what society says you should be instead of using this.
Hey, yo. Hey, world, we got to talk about we can't forget. You know, we talked about the pink masquerade ball.
Shit.
But you know what I'm saying? You know, we got to talk about them dogs, man. You know what I'm saying? Them dogs went down there. You know, I had me some gator tail too. You know what I'm saying? They would eat so much gator that I wanted me some of the tail. You know what I'm saying?
That was pleasant.
And, you know, of course, hats off to the Braves. You know what I'm saying? World Series champs. You know, first time since '95.
Okay.
Been a long
Good job.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, these dogs, them Braves, took their mask off. You know what I'm saying? These dogs took their mask off and told the world that, hey, I'm number one. You don't believe me? I'm finna show you. What my man say, don't believe it, just watch.
Bruno, come on with it.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, the entire concept of mask on, mask off. I overheard, you know, a couple of the responses, and you know, I agree that there's no need for a mask. With the mask, there comes confusion. With confusion comes problems. You know what I mean? So if you just go in and be who you are and allow that person to assess and say, okay, I can handle that, or nah, I can't deal with that right there. You know what I'm saying?
But there aren't many people that are in that space.
That is true.
You have some that, like, as a youth, they got it. They know what it is, and it ain't about being Jordan or Kobe or Serena or any other female athlete or celebrity or anything like that. It click for them. Everything do, but then you have those that don't. So it again, like you said, it's about the vibration when you vibrating it.
Yeah.
So
I think, do you think it's ever a bad time to, like, I've met people who have a real bad personality. Like, they have, their mindset is not where it needs to be. Should those people keep on their mask?
No, they need to
They
take
need
it
to be-
off so
that
they
need to
give
be
the person
first.
the opportunity to choose.
they need
Bad
that
mind.
need to be, but those are the people that gonna keep it on.
True. So, well, I guess what I was trying to say, like, once
No, I
you're
agree with you saying.
once you're in a relationship with someone and you figure out, like, if I know I don't like XYZ and I like this and I don't like that, but I know you're against everything that I like, but we get along on every other level, and my issues come from something that happened when I was 5 years old. So I'm gonna keep my mask on, and we have a great relationship for 30 years. So should I keep my mask on, or
I don't think it's fair to the person to say, well, I'm gonna keep my mask on because it makes my relationship work. I think that's like, if I take my mask off, you take your mask off, and I don't like what I see and you do, then we have to be two consenting adults to be able to say, this ain't gonna work. It's gonna end bad.
Right.
But most people,
Nope.
we thinking with the flesh, and we have
stick with
bad
it.
situation,
Got
marriages.
them yams good, you know what I'm saying? Mama got them
You know
good
what I mean?
yams, and you done
And
got locked
it
in,
go
or
beyond that.
mama, you know what I'm saying?
That's an awesome thing.
Mama,
Yams are
mama,
great.
Oh man, yams are great. Yams good for you too. Yeah, yams good for you. Yeah.
But that mask is it's a detrimental thing, but most people aren't going to be honest and come out and say,
Right.
I'm conceited, or
I think it goes back to what you were saying earlier about, well, one thing I think why people keep on their mask for a long time is because as Black people, we don't believe in going to therapy. We don't want to go to marriage counseling. We don't want to go to individual counseling. We don't want nobody to tell us anything about ourselves.
but
So,
be ready to tell somebody about that.
yeah, we're ready to tell somebody else how to live their life, how to raise their kids, how to buy a house, how to do anything they want to do. We're ready to tell them. But when somebody says, hey, you know what, you kind of have an attitude sometimes, we blow up. So we don't want to look in the mirror at our own selves. And I think that's the first step into taking off your mask
It
is
is.
finding out who you are first
Yep.
and dealing with that. And then the issues you have, go through those one by one and
Get them out the way.
yeah, get them out the way
'em outta
before you try to get in a
here.
relationship. And
Get 'em
if you
out the
are in a
way.
relationship, you need to talk to your spouse or your significant other and say, hey, I have these issues. I want to work on them. I'm going to go to therapy so I can work on these things. Otherwise, like you said, it's not fair to the other person because then it turns toxic.
Like, I can have my mask off, but I just don't like my intelligence being insulted. So I will go from this to a more passionate tone of voice. And it will be construed as being mean or insensitive, but
That's
it's
because
not
you're tall.
that. I'm just passionate about
Yeah, you do like old lady.
my
like your
pet.
lady.
My pet. That's like one of my pet peeves. I hate for somebody to tell me I did something I know I didn't do. Basically lying on me.
But that may be how you
I
made
don't
them
like that.
feel, though.
I can't help that. If you somebody that making up, if we all agree that that's black and you say it's green because you want it to be green, how can I can never contest anything that you do and it's wrong to me. Just like you said how you feel, what about how I feel?
But
that's
That's a whole other topic.
yeah.
But that's the thing that a lot of people are battling, not just women doing it to men are doing it to women.
Right.
So that's why I said, like in an earlier show, like we got to stop subscribing behaviors to genders and just subscribe to individuals.
Call it what it is.
Right.
Call it what it is, and
But,
leave everything on the surface.
But the mask is what society tells you have to have. You're not supposed to be yourself. If you're not following the program, and then something wrong with you. But that have you with so many masks, and you got like millionaires be killing, so they got everything they could ever want.
Material.
Right.
Material-wise.
But when it comes to
unhappy.
matters of the heart and the soul and the mind,
Just lost.
either you, and it might not even be having to be in love with somebody, like you did something to somebody and you knew it was wrong and they was a good person to you. You know what I mean? Like that type of stuff eat at some people's conscience
Right.
once they start to, I guess, get old and reflect on life, and they can't deal with it. I don't think it's ever too bad to well, get on some hard drug or, you know what I mean, kill myself or anything like that. But I feel like I took my mask off a long time ago, just seeing some things that I endured coming up as a youth from the stuff with my parents and just things with other people's relationship. It taught me how to maneuver. I learned how to move, like from watching my cousins that I felt like were cool and had it, and knew what to do. But at the same time, I took the good and the bad, and that's how my mind always worked with anything. I can learn from anybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just feel like I already took my mask off. I try to be transparent with everybody. But a lot of times my passion gets misconstrued as, you're mad, you're angry. And now a black man say anything is toxic, masculinity. And women just call you a dog ass, some bitch ass, nigga ain't shit.
Sir, ain't none of that.
You can't say nothing.
You can't say nothing.
You can't say nothing back.
Can't say nothing back by.
You go.
Damn.
You can't tell you. I was gonna keep going, but when you saying something back.
Golly. I hope y'all found that funny too. Well, let us know. I did that on purpose, man. That's acting. Hollywood, get at me.
I was gonna keep going. You made me up there.
My bad, bro.
No, it's all good. It's all good. But I kind of lost my train of thought with Poet.
Yeah,
man, because I was gonna keep going, and he just said so. It just
yeah, my bad,
gave me the
man.
giggles. It's all good. But if any of y'all got any final thoughts on taking your mask off, or have you taken yours off? Have you taken yours off? At what point did you have it on? What point did you take it off?
That was a question that was asked to us by one of the viewers. By one of the people. Have you taken your mask off? Oh, good question.
Now you're froze.
Yeah, I have.
But I did a long time ago.
Yeah,
That's what I was
have.
getting at. I forgot where I was going, but that's the gist of what I was saying. Like I honestly feel I could take criticism,
Exactly.
but at the same time, you ain't gonna play with my mind when I know what's going on.
I'm gonna get.
I've
I'm
taken
gonna-
mine off.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I would say it took a while to take it off.
It's called
because
growth.
Like, you're right.
It's called growth, but you have to want to grow.
Yes, I agree.
And just because you're growing in one
Aspect
avenue
don't
or
mean-
aspect don't
Right.
mean that you're growing.
And overall,
You got a branch
still
that you got
there
a
you
branch
go.
that's growing.
There you go.
The whole
You gotta
plant
Yeah.
understand
is
that
not
you are just a
growing.
branch. You
Right.
ain't. You not the roots. You are just
Yeah.
a branch.
But I just like on the type like if we outside, don't just go kill the bird just because over there. You know what I mean? You're not about to eat it. You just want to kill it. Like I'm that. Like leave that alone.
It ain't bothering
If a
nobody.
bug ain't in the house, leave it alone.
Right.
It has a purpose. I ain't never seen one of those.
Let me kill.
You probably
You ain't never seen that, but you just killed it.
Right, with
Yeah,
Guinea World
because-
book, you just done squished it on the bottom of
Might
your.
not be no antidote for the bite. Gotta
It
get rid of it.
Right.
You did.
And we did have somebody say that they have multiple masks. Now I think I have multiple masks,
We all do.
and I have on 99 of them.
Damn.
But we all do though. Like regardless if you want, like I say, it just depends on like if you being conniving with having your mask on, or are you just maneuvering through the world because you not gonna have. Everybody ain't gonna have the same, and like I'm not gonna be laughing and playing with everybody because they don't need to get that side.
That's
of
what I was about
so,
to say.
so like I was
Exactly,
saying,
but that's
we all have
still
masks.
you are
I
you.
think
That's not
you
a mask.
have them
That's who you are.
For different people.
That's not a mask.
Well, I'm just saying for those that would try to spin it and
Yeah,
say that.
I don't feel that that's a mask. I mean, you are being who you are. You know, if I don't vibe with you, why I'm gonna kiki and ha in your face?
But a lot of people with flexing, man, like that's really what's in right now. It's cool. The truth is a lie, and the lie is a truth. That's the way the world is working right now. If I'm honest and telling you the truth, you shun him, kick him off to the side. But if I'm telling you, go out here and
Yeah, if I'm selling you that wolf ticket, I'm telling you what you want to hear, not what you need to hear.
Right.
that part.
I'm not being a true friend. A true friend gonna tell you what you need to hear.
Mm-hmm.
And
Hurt your feelings or not.
exactly,
Right.
exactly, and
And you should be able to.
You should be
Mhm.
able to take it.
That's
and
a
maintain
friendship.
the friendship.
Right,
Right.
that's a real friendship.
That's
You
a
cut your
friendship
friends
with
off
no
because they're
mask.
telling you the truth. Something wrong with you. Like
Mhm.
that's a good friend. You should appreciate them
But
for.
that mask still on.
Well,
That
Right.
mask
and
still
if you
on.
are a friend and someone has cut you off because you've told them the truth, and they come back and apologize, and they do a couple of times, that might be
Better
stay away
take
from
them
that
cues.
person. Right.
Take them cues. What
Yeah.
they say when somebody show
Show
you
you
who they are,
Believe
believe
'em
them
the
the
first
first time.
yeah,
Yep. Not
I mean,
saying that people can't change.
yeah, they can
but
change.
You got a lot of people, like I said, with that mask on, and the only thing they doing is just like a goddamn robber. They lurking around, trying to see what they can get up at you. They ain't gonna do no giving. They gonna take.
yes sir, yes sir.
They look around
Speaking
trying
of
to see what they
giving,
gonna
we have
get.
a non-profit that we've had it for years. You know, we're finalizing the paperwork. It's called Two Brothers and a Dream, and our vision is teaching life lessons through sports. And what we like to do is we like to set up events where we bring families in, and we have a sports day that we give instructions on that whatever sport it is, and you know, we break it down according to the age group, give them fundamental drills that they can do to better themselves, you know, in that sport. And as they complete the drills, we have a portion set up, a room set up where we converse with them. We sit down and just have a big brother, little brother type conversation with them. You know what I mean? And just give them the real versus the sometimes sugar-coated truth that we get as youth.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Leave
we
it
are.
to
We.
kids.
I know. I learned a lot from cats in the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying?
What to do and what not to do.
You know, I saw my dad. I know my dad went to work every day, did what he had to do. You know, mom and dad good, all that together. But I learned because of that frequency that we are all programmed at. Going back to that frequency, that mask, and you function on that frequency, and you want to learn about that frequency. You know what I mean? So I learned a lot growing up in the hood on Dale Street. Yeah, 400 Dale Street, Vienna, Georgia. Yes, Dale Street native, proud. And you know, it was to bring this to a close. I'm sorry, bring this to a close. The object is, my question is, why wear a mask? Just be you and love yourself. But in order to do that, you got to take that inner journey. And as I've stated several other times, that inner journey is an ugly journey, and a lot of people don't like to see that part of their self. So many won't take it, and they keep those masks on.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we appreciate y'all. Anybody else got anything to say?
Love y'all. Appreciate the support. Like, share, subscribe.
And go get some therapy.
See you again next week.